Let me tell you, this is definitely my go-to favorite salad. Hi, I'm Shayna Taylor, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make my deep green herb salad with toasted almonds, as well as a spicy kind of Turkish style salmon to put on top. Here's how to prep the salmon. We're gonna start with the basics, which is chopping our lettuce, which is the most time consuming, but honestly I find it as kind of a meditative thing. So one of the tricks to my salad that I love to do, which I'll show you guys, is after I chop up the kale, I actually saute the kale in a pan, just to kind of break down those harsh enzymes that our stomach have a hard time digesting, as well as adding a little bit more flavor to the kale itself. You don't want to eat this part in the salad just because it's a little bit too hard and crunchy, but these are really great to save for juices afterwards. We don't add any oil or anything. The kale just gets a little bit sauteed by itself in the pan with nothing else. Now I'm gonna go ahead and saute this now, just so the kale gets a little bit of time to cool off, so it doesn't go in hot into the salad, since we really like our salads nice and cold. Just gonna turn it to like medium low heat. Let that pan get hot, and then you don't want it to cook too much and get too wilted. You just want to continuously toss it around, so not one piece of kale sits too much on the heat. Story of my life, things go flying from the pot all the time. So now we're gonna do the collard green. So I have one bunch of collard green here. I'm gonna do the same kind of concept, except for it's a little easier to just slice the rind out instead of tearing it. These ones don't tear as even. And again, my dogs actually love these as snacks. They live for it, so I either save them for my dogs, or again, I'll save them for a juice for later. I have one of my pups over here literally looking at me waiting for collard green. I see you. So now you can do this in 2 different piles, or I'm gonna do it in one. But you start like this, and you roll the collard green, basically rolling it into a burrito. Like that. And then same thing, kind of just cut it into thin strips. So I'm gonna put these in my salad bowl. Nice and beautiful. And then now we're gonna move to spinach. So you can buy the whole leafy spinach. They didn't have that at the grocery store this morning, so this box spinach is great, super easy for salads. You can leave it whole if you wanted to, if you wanted a little more of a leafy salad. Like I said, like everything chopped. So I'm just kind of gonna do the same thing here. So dill is one of my favorites because I feel like it's very, people think of fish when you think of dill, and I love dill in salads and fish and chicken, and I don't discriminate at all against what it goes on. And of course, parsley is definitely a staple I have in my house. It's just so fresh, again, goes on everything. And herbs are so great because they just add so much flavor to things that you would think would be very bland. And then of course I have my fresh mint and pineapple basil here from my garden. And then I also have regular basil because it just has so much good flavor. I'm finally sprouting my own little basil. I only have the pineapple basil at my house, so I'm really excited. My little sprouts, actually I'll bring them and show you because they're just so cute. This is my little sprouting jar. And these are my little basil leaves, so they'll be ready to put in my little herb garden on side pretty soon here. Then another favorite I love to put in mostly all my salads is different kinds of sprouts. So I've just sprouted recently broccoli sprouts here at home, which are super easy. But these I bought at the grocery store. Most of the time the grocery store has these available, so I highly recommend getting them. These are my micro broccoli and then micro arugula. It's also really beautiful in the salad to kind of have those mixed sprouts in there. Okay, so we have our collard greens chopped, our spinach leaves chopped, and our kale leaves chopped after they've been sauteed. Back in the salad, we have our herbs, our sprouts. Really beautiful dark leafy greens. So I'm just giving them a little bit of a toss before we make the dressing, just so it's a little bit more mixed. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys my CBD dressing. This is one of my favorites that has so much flavor. I use these special vinegars, peach and elderberry vinegar that I get from this place in New York called SOS Chef. And my favorite olive oil is walnut oil, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Again, we're gonna chop some herbs to put them in the salad. So I'm doing 3 medium-sized basil leaves for the dressing. And probably like a little sprig full of dill. And again, some pinch of fresh parsley. I'm gonna mince those all up. And I would say for the mustard dressing, or for the mustard part, I would probably do a teaspoon. Kind of depends if you like that Dijon mustard taste or not. I personally love it, but I don't want it to overpower the salad necessarily unless I'm really going for that mustard flavor. So I just put about a teaspoon, maybe even half a teaspoon, depends. That's a great thing about culinary school and learning how to cook at home is that yes, you can follow recipes, but it's okay to kind of go with your gut feeling on what you think would taste good or go well together. So last but not least, I have my Bottle and Stone CBD. This is the 300 milligram natural tincture. You can do the cinnamon as well. It would actually go great in here, but I'm gonna do natural today, and I'm gonna put 2 tinctures full like that, since it's about a 2-serving dressing. Mix that all up. So we're gonna pour the dressing right on the salad, toss it all up. So it's good to get the dressing on there before you eat it to kind of let it sit for a good like 15-20 minutes. Just to get those dark leafy greens to absorb the dressing and really get the flavor in the lettuce leaves. So in the meantime, we are going to get our salmon out of the fridge and put it right into the oven. So I have about half a cup of toasted almonds here. Just going to chop them up. So I just popped the salmon out of the oven. I cooked it on 350, 375 for like 15 to 18 minutes, depending on the thickness of your salmon. So now you can either do a big plate and separate it, but sometimes I like to eat my salmon with my salad. So I just have these kind of plate, more flat style bowls. Just gonna toss this salad one more time to get the nuts in there. And then we are going to put our piece of salmon right across like that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you cook this recipe at home tonight or anytime. And let me tell you, this is definitely my go-to favorite salad.